Greetings and salutations, everybody. I hope you are doing well on this fine Catterday we have going on. I wanted to drop in for a moment to talk about a new film that I just checked out. But first, of course, if you enjoy this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon so you get a notification for when I put up new content, which is usually 1 to 2 times a week. Occasionally, I'll throw in a third as well. Share this video and channel around, and while here, check out some of my back catalog, as all those steps really do help the channel out quite a bit. Now that we have that out of the way, let's talk about this new film that just hit one of my favorite streaming services, Shudder, which is titled The Cellar, which is not just new to Shudder, but it's new in general, as this film just came out this year in 2022 and stars Alicia Cuthbert, I think that's how you say her name, who I only really know from decades ago. I haven't really kept up with her career, but I do remember seeing her in Old School and a very small role in Love, Actually, and I know she was in 24 as well. But the synopsis for this film is as follows. Keira Woods' daughter mysteriously vanishes in the cellar of their new house. She soon discovers there is an ancient and powerful entity controlling their home that she will have to face or risk losing her family's souls forever. So yeah, this film moves along all right, which is a term that I realize that I use a lot. That first 20 minutes, getting us into our setting, introducing our main characters, this family that just moved into this house. I mean, everything just flew by. For me, that first 15 minutes or so of a film is always what's going to set the entire experience for me. And they did a really good job of kind of just getting us going with this and having that time just fly by. So anyways, they move into this old house and their daughter is, well, she's being a bit of a bitch, a bit of a handful. I'm just saying it like it is. I absolutely did not care for her, and I believe that's how she was meant to be seen. This character is definitely just this pissed off teenager who doesn't like that they had to move. And upon her and her family moving in, there are some strange occurrences happening in this home, as well as like she and her brother finding this old record player, which is where this kind of leans towards things that I've seen in Evil Dead 1 and 2, in that playing this recording kind of opens the door, so to speak, to all the bad stuff happening in it. So the daughter goes missing because of this, and this is where things take us into that middle portion, the largest portion of the story, which is trying to find out where she went, what happened to her, this missing kid kind of mystery. And while investigating, the mother starts to find out more information about the strange happenings in the house, the history of the house and the previous owners and so forth, as well as coming across these strange symbols that she's been seeing scrawled over doorways and various other locations. So this takes us through into the later half, which we won't go into too much detail on because I do want to avoid some spoilers here. But it's, about the mother kind of finding out where her daughter went, finding this other realm, this evil place to try to rescue her from. But a few other things that I'd like to say about the film first. It does have some slow spots. There's a bit of a disconnect that I found hard to keep straight, about how this record player relates to the stuff happening in the cellar and stuff happening in this other like closet, this weird mathematical calculation. Some of that was a little bit fuzzy for me, but that might have just been me and my viewing situation, having been a long week and watching it late at night. Your results may vary on that. This one also reminded me of some of these Hammer films that I've been reviewing, which I'll put some links in the description to that. In that it kind of gives you just enough to keep you interested in the storyline and kind of pull you along. And it gets slow in a few spots, but then once you get up to that last 20 minutes, they start to really throw a lot more at you, really, amplify everything and make it worth that journey, especially because toward the end, you do get a nice little twist thrown in as well. But if I had to pick out anything, besides some of that confusion I mentioned earlier that could be seen as a negative, as you said, this seems a tad unpolished. It's just another scenario where I figured if they just would have done one more quick read through and some more edits on that script, they could have kind of tightened the screws on the production a little bit more, just get, a little bit more going with this one. So it was close, but could have used one more rewrite maybe. Also, and this is really some minor things, there's this beast that shows up in it, which I feel like it should have been shadowed a bit more. It's kind of hard to explain, but while not showing exactly what I mean, there is a scene in it where you do see them kind of play more with the shadows and slowly reveal this beast as being in the room. But there were some other times where it was just a little bit too well lit, too easy to see, and removing that mystery kind of made it less scary. I always think of a scene from Dusk Till Dawn where they're showing what had happened in this hotel room, but they're not showing you the gore of it. They're showing you little flashes and showing you the reaction of another character to kind of bring across what this horrible thing is that they're seeing. Hitchcock did a lot of similar things where he would imply something, but not directly show it. So your imagination will definitely invent the worst. I think they could have used that in this one a little bit more, not just for the beast, but for some of the stuff going through this cellar to make it just a little bit more spooky, a little bit more hidden, keep a little bit more of that mystery to make it a little bit more frightening. Anyways, um, but yeah, I mean, outside of that, I mean, really the film's not too shabby, you know. It's I would say it's a good one to check out, you know, hop on Shudder and check it out. It's if you're not subscribed to Shudder, they usually have a lot of discounts out there, maybe a free week or a really huge discount if you get the entire year. And I've done reviews for several other films of theirs, you know, earlier in my channel for ones like PG Psycho Gorman, Jacob's Wife, The Boy Behind the Door, Vicious Fun, Fried Berry, The Amusement Park, The Call, and of course, one of my favorites, The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs, which returns on Friday, April 29th, 2022, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So hurry up and hop on board. It's worth it. Anyways, that's about all that I have to say about The Cellar. Pretty decent little film. I think it's, you know, kind of worth checking out. A few slow spots here and there, a little bit unpolished here and there, but overall, you know, one worth checking out. So that's about it for this one, and thanks for sticking around to the end of this video, because actually watching it to the end, giving me that full duration, really does help the channel out a lot as well. And yeah, anyways, thanks for sticking around, and I will see you in the next one.